Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news now, guys. If you've been paying close attention to the NFL landscape lately, especially within our beloved NFC West, you've probably heard some whispers that could shake up the entire division. And I'm talking about the possibility of a major player in the league, a star pass rusher from the Dallas Cowboys, potentially heading to the San Francisco 49ers. Yes, you heard that right. Micah Parsons, one of the most electrifying defenders in the league today, may be on the move, and that could be a game changer for the 49ers. But let's back up a bit and understand how this all started, what it means for us, and what the realistic chances are of this happening. First, a quick look at the current state of the Dallas Cowboys, a team that's been struggling to find consistency, especially on the defensive side of the ball. Last season, they hovered around mediocrity, and their efforts to reclaim their status as a top-tier team have been somewhat hampered by internal issues and a roster that's seen better days. Dak Prescott, their quarterback, is no longer the young gun he once was, and with his contract becoming more expensive each year, the pressure is mounting. The Cowboys have invested heavily in their roster over the past few seasons, and now, with only a limited amount of cap space, around $31.9 million, they're in a delicate position where every dollar counts. They've also got just about $7.7 million left for 2026. That's not much, especially when you consider how much they need to invest in key players, particularly on defense. Now, the biggest story emerging from Dallas is about their star pass rusher, Micah Parsons. This guy has been nothing short of a game wrecker since he entered the league. He's a first-round pick from Penn State, and he's quickly established himself as one of the premier defenders in the league, capable of changing the outcome of any game with his explosiveness, speed, and relentless pursuit. But recently, things have taken a turn that no Cowboys fan wants to see. Parsons has been involved in some contract disputes, and just this past Friday, he made a very bold statement on social media. He posted a message that was clear and unambiguous. He no longer wants to play for Dallas. He said, "I stayed quiet, but again, after repeated shots at myself and all the narratives, I have made a tough decision. I no longer want to play for the Dallas Cowboys." And then added, "My trade request has been submitted to Stephen Jones personally." Now, pause here for just a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest San Francisco 49ers news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick, and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now, let's continue with the big reveal. This trade request from Parsons has sent shockwaves through the NFL community. It's rare that a player of his caliber publicly states a desire to be moved, especially one as talented and as crucial to his team's defensive strategy as Parsons. And the fact that he's made it clear that he's open to leaving Dallas means that the Cowboys are now at a crossroads. Do they hold on to their star defender and risk losing him for nothing in free agency, or do they consider trading him now to recoup some value? The timing is critical. Parsons has been open about his desire to explore new opportunities, and with the upcoming season approaching, the Cowboys are under immense pressure to make a decision. The reality is that Parsons is going to command a massive payday wherever he lands. His talent is undeniable, and teams are always looking for that kind of impact player on defense. From the Cowboys' perspective, it's also about the financials. They've already invested heavily in their roster, paying Dak Prescott, Fred Warner, and George Kittle big contracts, and they still have a significant amount of cap space, about $47.6 million available this season, and nearly $44 million in cap space projected for next year. So financially, they could afford to move Parsons if the right offer comes along. And that's where the rumors get interesting. San Francisco 49ers have reportedly been listed with the fifth best odds to land Parsons, with plus 1,600 odds via DraftKings. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. He'd be a perfect fit on any team, but for the 49ers specifically, he would be an absolute game changer. Think about it. The 49ers already have one of the best defenses in the league, anchored by Nick Bosa, who's a superstar. But adding Parsons to that mix, that's like icing on the cake. Parsons would bring a level of explosiveness, versatility, and sheer pass-rushing ability that could elevate the entire defense to a different stratosphere. The 49ers have been building their roster with a strategic eye on winning now and in the future. They drafted Michael Williams in the first round this spring, a defensive end with great potential, and added interior defensive linemen like Alfred Collins and C.J. West in the second and third rounds. But despite all these additions, the need for a player of Parsons' caliber is undeniable. The team is hungry for more talent in their front seven, especially someone who can consistently pressure the quarterback and disrupt the opposing offense. Another point that makes this potential move so appealing for the 49ers is their current salary cap situation. Despite paying big contracts to Brock Purdy, Fred Warner, and George Kittle this past offseason, they still have substantial cap space, about $47.6 million, and a clear plan to be aggressive in free agency and trades. The front office has shown that they're willing to break the bank for the right player, and Parsons would definitely fall into that category. His talent, combined with the team's cap flexibility, makes a trade not just plausible but highly strategic from the 49ers' perspective. Now, I want to be clear. At this point, Parsons isn't officially on the trading block, and the likelihood of him actually leaving Dallas is still very slim. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys owner, has publicly downplayed the trade rumors, saying, "I think the world of Micah, and that Parsons' trade request is just a part of negotiation." It's common for teams to play hardball and downplay these situations publicly, especially when they're trying to preserve leverage or avoid the appearance of internal turmoil. But behind closed doors, the Cowboys are surely weighing their options. Moving Parsons would be a huge decision, not just financially but also strategically. He's a cornerstone of their defense, and losing him would create a massive void. And let's not forget the history. The NFL has seen similar situations before, like when Khalil Mack was traded from the Raiders to the Bears, and that trade didn't turn out favorably for the Raiders. Trading a star like Parsons within the same conference would be a bold move, and the media and fan reactions would be intense. The franchise would face a media storm, and fans would be divided, some understanding the need to recoup draft capital, others lamenting the loss of a generational talent. But if the Cowboys were to move forward with it, the return they'd get in draft picks could be significant. Still, the question remains whether that's worth the risk. Replacing Parsons' production isn't easy, even with the draft picks they'd receive. And the truth is, the odds of Parsons actually leaving Dallas are slim to none, based on what we've seen publicly so far. Jerry Jones's comments suggest that he's not planning to trade Parsons, and that the team values him too much to let go unless truly overwhelmed with an offer. So, what does this all mean for the San Francisco 49ers? Well, it's a situation worth monitoring closely. The Niners are always looking for ways to strengthen their roster, especially on defense. If Parsons becomes available, he would be a perfect fit in their scheme, lining up next to Nick Bosa or even playing inside as a versatile linebacker or edge rusher. His ability to rush the passer, set the edge, and make plays all over the field would fit seamlessly with what San Francisco has been building. And let's not forget, the 49ers have a history of making bold moves when it comes to acquiring talent. They've shown they're not afraid to trade draft capital or pay top dollar for the right player. With the team's current cap space and their desire to contend for another Super Bowl, pulling off a trade for Parsons could be exactly what they need to push them over the edge. Imagine a front seven with Nick Bosa, Micah Parsons, and the rest of the talented defenders. Opposing quarterbacks would think twice before dropping back to pass. Of course, there are uncertainties. The Cowboys might stand firm, and Parsons might end up staying in Dallas. But the fact that this rumor is circulating so strongly means we should keep a close eye on the situation. It's a reminder that the NFL offseason is always full of surprises, and the 49ers are right in the thick of it, looking to capitalize on opportunities that could elevate their roster to new heights. And honestly, as fans, that's what makes following the NFL so exciting. Every year, it's about the drama, the trades, the signings, and the strategic moves that can change the course of a franchise's destiny. The 49ers have been building something special, with Brock Purdy leading their offensive charge and a defense that's among the best in the league. But adding a player like Parsons, that could be the missing piece that takes them from a good team to a true Super Bowl contender. Now, I want to hear from you, San Francisco 49ers fans. What do you think about this potential move? Would you like to see Parsons in the red and gold? Do you think Dallas will actually trade him, or is this just a bargaining tactic? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the 49ers community. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest San Francisco 49ers news. We're always on top of everything happening in the NFL, especially when it involves our team, the San Francisco 49ers, who are always striving for greatness. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Niners!